It has snowed, and snowed some more. The fourth largest snowfall in history has left much of this area paralyzed. But in College Park, a path has been cleared for ACC Sunday Night Hoops, presented by Pizza Hut.
Maryland coach Gary Williams is one of the greatest basketball minds in the country, as is his counterpart on the other side of the court, North Carolina coach Roy Williams. Both coaches have taken their respected teams to national championships. Both coaches bore the conference battle scars from past meetings. Today's game should be no different. The players have changed over the years, but the fire in their heart continues to burn. After all, this is the ACC. This is where passion and pride clashes with pain and last-second makes and misses. Tonight, two of the grandest programs in the nation will leave it all on the hardwood. North Carolina travels to Maryland to battle the Terrapins. ACC Sunday Night Hoops. The drama starts now.
The North Carolina Tar Heels have been in College Park for 2 days because of the weather. You better believe they're ready to play today. And the Maryland Terrapins on a roll now in league play. From the Comcast Center in College Park, Maryland, the Terrapins hosting the North Carolina Tar Heels today. We're almost halfway through the regular season in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and I don't think anybody thought the standings would look like this. Duke and Maryland with 2 losses, and North Carolina at 2-5. Hi, folks. Mike Hogwood here, along with the G-Man, Mike Cheminsky. We welcome you to College Park. And, Mike, what an interesting race so far.
Well, I think Maryland has proved that they're the second-best team in the conference so far, Mike. They've been terrific and outstanding all the way through. Carolina still looking and searching in many ways for some continuity on the perimeter, and it reflects in their record.
How about the Terrapins? They've won 5 of 6, and they're coming off a great road win Thursday night at Florida State.
Well, the thing about them, they are the best shooting team in the conference, and it reflects in their numbers. They're the leading scoring team in conference, the best field goal shooting team, the best three-point shooting team, and look at all the other categories that they lead. They are very, very tough on the perimeter.
North Carolina lost Thursday night in Blacksburg, Virginia, at Virginia Tech. What do they have to do to get things turned around?
Well, I think the thing for Carolina, and I had their game at NC State, they brought maximum defensive effort in that game for 40 minutes, and I think that was the big key. You could see the difference in points allowed in the wins and losses. It really reflects in every category. When they bring it on that end of the floor, good things usually happen.
Oh, the last 2 times these teams have played in this arena, Maryland has won, and that includes last year when North Carolina won the national championship. We'll have more from College Park in just a moment. Interest into the Comcast Center, the fist pump as his Terps get set to take on the defending national champions. Time now to take a look at our Golden Corral starting lineups. We'll start with the Tar Heels. Deon Thompson, Ed Davis, averaging double figures. Will Graves, great shooter from outside. Marcus Ginyard trying to get his shot back. Larry Drew II is the point guard. For the Maryland Terrapins, Grenovis Vasquez, almost 20 points a game in ACC play. Jordan Williams coming on. Freshman down low. Landon Milborn, Sean Mosley, and Eric Hayes round out the starting lineup. Well, despite the weather, what a great crowd we have got here today. Most of it students. And in the middle of that huddle, Gravis Vasquez. Boy, what a season he is having. Coming off a game against Florida State on the road where he had 23 points in 39 minutes. The definite leader of this team. Carl Hess, Jim Burr, Brian Kersey are our officials, and G-Man, we're ready to go.
Well, you know what? You look at this team, both teams, Mike, and I think they're really going to want to fall into an up-tempo game, so that won't be a problem. Both of them very willing to run. Nice catch.
And I controlled the tip. How about that?
Mike Hogwood, welcome to Sunday Night Hoops. He gets the opening tip right in his lap.
You didn't know I had hands. We'll do it all over.
What you should have done is passed it to me for a score. That's just to let you know.
That would have gotten the game started off right, that's for sure. Here's Eric Hayes. Oh, a nice pass inside to the freshman, and Ed Davis strong with the rebound for North Carolina. He averages almost 10 boards a game. Again, Maryland trying to go inside.
It's going to be a tough matchup inside, although Landon Milburn has really had a terrific season. He's been very solid. He and Deon Thompson going at one another as a power forward.
Milburn had 18 points in that big win on the road on Thursday for Maryland against Florida State. Here's Vasquez. And again, Davis with a rebound.
And I think he's just starting to come back from that ankle injury. Really slow to work into form from that, but he looks very solid here early. He's very active.
Missed a game with that injury, but you're right. The injuries take a long time to come back from. There is Gary Williams. 21st season coaching at his alma mater. Well, it has not been pretty for North Carolina of late.
Well, you lose 4 first-rounders, and that's very difficult to make a seamless transition. And there's been a lot of coaching going on over at Chapel Hill, and Roy Williams continuing to work on this team. That last a cheap foul by Vasquez picked up here earlier.
That's one guy they can ill afford to get in foul trouble. Marcus Ginyard, who started the season shooting well, but in ACC play, it's really dropped off. Nice pass.
And that's the thing, Jordan Williams has really started running the floor well.
And Ginyard down the other end.
Mike, that's what he needed to do. You talked about it. He has really struggled from the perimeter. I believe when that's happening, you need to get a layup, get inside, get your confidence, and then build out.
Ginyard coming into the game was just 2 for his last 15 shots before hitting that one. Here's Vasquez for 3.
That's a pretty pure shot when you hang the net like that. And Vasquez has gotten a lot of confidence in that play. See, Larry Drew is charged with guarding him. He's a little bit shorter than Vasquez, so he's going to be able to play over the top.
That was Gravis Vasquez's 200th three-pointer in a Maryland uniform. Only 3 players have ever done that for the Terrapins. Inside Davis. Oh, my! Landon Milburn really got up with his 25th block of the season.
You can see Davis right here a little awkwardly trying to turn around and go up with the play, but Landon Milburn really has done a terrific job helping out. I mean, he's checking Deon Thompson, but he makes the saving defensive play there.
Does lead the team in block shots. And coming up with the steal, but I think he stepped out of bounds. Adrian Bowie just into the game. Terrapins really attacking on defense. Will Graves, pretty good three-point shooter. Inside, Deon Thompson.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup we talked about with Milburn, and I think whoever he was guarding, North Carolina was trying to just kind of sniff it out and get the ball to him in the post. They're probably going to have to give him some double-team help down inside. They don't want their post bigs to get away from him.
Vasquez and Will Graves down with it. Deon Thompson, who just scored, has not been in double figures the last 2 games after scoring 20 against NC State. He's a guy you'd think need to get going. Here's Thompson again, and he's hit his first 2 shots.
And you know what? He's very capable of pulling out to 18 feet. He likes that little face-up move. He'll rake the ball in front of him and put it on the floor, but he's a good jump shooter as well. It really sets up his drive.
Thompson, a senior from Torrance, California. Inside, that's Milburn. And Landon Milburn fouled on the way up.
They're working through the offense, and Larry Drew, the nice little post feed. It's a little inside pivot turnaround. But down the other end, he was a little lazy defensively. That pass came straight down from the top of the key to Milburn in the post. You can't allow that to happen as a defender.
And Landon Milburn to the free throw line. Landon, one of 4 Maryland Terrapins who average in double figures. This is a very balanced Terrapin attack. Maryland, of course, on a roll, G-Man. They won 7 of their last 9 games and are really shooting the ball well.
And you know, I mean, they're a very flashy offensive team. Their numbers are gaudy, but I think sometimes it overshadows their defense. And that's a strong part of their games.
We're seeing that defense there. Carolina breaks the pressure, but Ginyard's pass goes by Will Graves. A turnover will give the ball back to Maryland, and turnovers have been a problem at times for North Carolina.
No question about it. Ball handling a little sketchy. That time just it looked like a miscommunication between the two of them on the break.
Eric Hayes, he's done a good job taking care of the ball for Maryland. Larry Drew is on Vasquez. Team matchup to watch. Milborn, great pass, missed the dunk. Hayes for 3. Well, you missed the 2, get the long rebound, and second three-pointer of the game from Maryland.
I'll tell you what, we talked about Milborn, and he plays a lot bigger than he is, and did almost converted the dunk on that play.
Ed Davis can't hit it. Graves, the offensive rebound, and Will Graves, first points.
Scoring bunches, proved that against Georgia Tech, career high 24 in that game in the loss.
Boy, Ed Davis has been tough on the boards here early in this game. Graves for 3. He is the best three-point shooter on this North Carolina team, but not that time. 15:27 to go in the first half. Maryland on top. How about this play? You missed the dunk. Hayes says, no problem. I'll just nail the 3.
Courtside seats.
2-point game here early. Let's go to the third member of our crew today, Debbie Antonelli. Deb?
Well, thanks a lot, Mike. Well, big man, G-Man, was talking about the big man inside, Deon Thompson and Ed Davis, and how they had to get touches. Roy Williams told me before the game, not only do they need touches, they've got to finish. When North Carolina wins in their 2 ACC wins, they average 32.5 points. In 5 losses, 9 combined points and less than 7 field goal attempts together. Early on, they're getting some touches to help North Carolina stay in the game.
Yeah, Ed Davis been tough on the boards with 4 rebounds early.
And I think you're going to see some Maryland zone to try to offset that. A lot of teams have been packing things in the paint area and forcing North Carolina to beat them from the perimeter.
Good defense by the Tar Heels. Thompson up with it. Here's Strickland just into the game. David Ware and Dexter Strickland in for the Tar Heels.
Very lazy post feed that time by Vasquez, and Strickland with a nice deflection and steal.
Strickland and Ware, both freshmen. Deon Thompson hit his first couple of shots, not there.
Well, he's going to have to recognize that Maryland early on is double teaming off of Marcus Ginyard. They're going to make him prove himself from the perimeter. He's the hot guy, and that was a little bit of a force against a very good double.
Thompson, who'd hit his first 2 shots, that was his first miss. Vasquez. And Thompson and Davis have been strong on the boards here early for North Carolina. Ball knocked away from Strickland, and here comes Sean Mosley. Hayes is wide open. Second 3 of the game for Eric Hayes, the senior.
He had 5 in a win against Florida State here, Mike, and when he's shooting the 3 well, it's a long day for the other team.
Maryland on an 8-2 run here. Landon Milborn fouled down at the other end.
That was a very unselfish play by Gravis Vasquez to give it up. He knew that Hayes had hit his first 3. He wanted to give him a little temperature check.
Eric Hayes, 7th all-time in 3-pointers at Maryland.
It has been a steady diet of post touches for Deon Thompson early in this game. They're really trying to expose that matchup with him and Milburn.
Deon Thompson missing that first free throws. Free throws were a problem for North Carolina in their loss on Thursday at Virginia Tech. Travis Ware, brother of David, into the lineup, and Deion Thompson will get a break.
Dino Gregory. Returning to the Tar Heels, number 11.
Maryland 3 for 3 from behind the arc to start this game.
If that continues, it's going to put a lot of pressure on North Carolina's offense.
Make it 4 for 4. Vasquez has got 2 threes, along with Hayes 2 threes. 6 points in the game now for Gravis Vasquez.
He really is the emotional heartbeat of this team, and getting the crowd fired up as well in a snowy 2 o'clock game.
Travis Ware. Maryland's got the rebound. They're on an 11-3 run. Milborn driving around Ware, and he is fouled.
Here's the look, and he moves as well without the basketball as anybody in the conference, and just finding the open seam, but mixed up defensively for North Carolina. You can't give him a look like that.
And again, 4 for 4. What a start from behind the arc for the Maryland Terrapins.
2-3 zone now for Carolina.
Here's Hayes. 5 for 5. Are you kidding me?
Brian, how about that play by Vasquez? Dribbling right through the top of that 2-3 zone, collapsing it, and getting a shot for Hayes.
9 points now for Hayes. And an offensive foul called on David Ware. Maryland's largest lead of the game now at 19-9.
There's the lucky see, and you can pick a zone right here just like you can in a man-to-man, and that frees things up. You see those 5 blue jerseys collapse, and Hayes gets a nice look at it.
Again, this is a team that in ACC play, Maryland 44% from behind the arc. And they have started out on fire. Weather may be cold outside, but this Maryland team is red hot. Let's go back over to Debbie Antonelli.
Well, what a blizzard we've had here in the D.C. and surrounding areas, and it's taken a lot of work for the crew around Maryland to be able to get this game in place. You see the snow removal. Maryland estimates they've spent in excess of $70,000 in preparation for 70% of this house to be full of students today. See, some of the students I talked to have been here since 4:30 this morning waiting to get in the building.
Incredible, and boy, do they have a lot of life.
We've had 2 great crowds, and we were in Charlottesville yesterday under similar conditions, and a great student body outpouring there, and a terrific crowd here today.
And David Ware, it's his first bucket. He had 12 points on Thursday night. He was a real bright spot against Virginia Tech in that Tar Heel loss.
A little more perimeter oriented than his brother, and he can spread the defense. Good timeout by Roy Williams to kind of calm the crowd down. His team was on a run. You come out of a timeout, you get a basket, good result.
And David Ware has just picked up his 2nd personal foul. Both of the Wares, David and Travis, as you see, head to the Tar Heel bench. John Henson in for the first time for North Carolina. This is Henson with the basketball. Larry Drew, he's a good shooter. Davis, well, that's a strong move in the paint by Ed Davis.
And a quick move, too, and that's what you have to do. Even the Maryland defense was very collapsed then, but he still was able to find a seam.
31, John Henson.
That was his first bucket. Milburn, and the shot is blocked away by Thompson. 11:32 to go in the first half, and the story of this game so far has been the 3 from Maryland. 2 from Gravis Vasquez, 3 of them from Eric Hayes. ACC Sunday Night Hoops is presented by Pizza Hut. Start 2010 off right with Pizza Hut. All your favorite Pizza Hut pizzas at an incredible low price. And brought to you in part by American Airlines. With flights to 250 cities in 40 countries around the world, we know why you fly. We're American Airlines. back in College Park, Maryland. 15 of the Terps' 19 points have come from behind the arc.
Well, and that guy right there, 3 of 3, perfect. And I think he's, a very underrated player, a senior for this team, but a great temperament to play for Gary Williams. Kind of a counterpoint to him, very steady.
And you saw him on the bench, Adrian Bowie, junior from Greenbelt, Maryland, into replacing number 22. Here is Bowie. And Milburn, nice pass by Bowie to Landon Milburn, his first field goal.
Really shaped up well and uses left hand, his strong hand inside. Not afraid to go in there against the taller shot blockers in North Carolina.
Here's Henson. The jump hook. Too strong, and it'll belong to Maryland. John Henson, freshman from Tampa, Florida, 6'10", 195 pounds.
Interesting, they normally, he's been playing on the perimeter, and they saw he had a little size mismatch, so they ran him into the post, something he was very obviously familiar with and comfortable with in high school.
Tar Heel foul on Deon Thompson. And Maryland will go back to the free throw line. Terps have led all the way today, 21-13 now, as Bowie to the line. Not a great free throw shooter, just 59% on the year.
Well, I think one of the things for Maryland to really round out their attack is to get a little more production from their bench, and it has to come from Bowie and Tucker. Those are the two guys who have to elevate their play a little bit.
Bowie on the line, and there's Jordan Williams back in the game. He did not score in the last game against Florida State. He was 0 for 4. He's actually 0 for 8 from the field over his last 2 games. Last touch by North Carolina to belong to Maryland. Dino Gregory is into the Terrapin lineup, number 33. Vasquez, the kick out. The 3 by Cliff Tucker won't go. Genyard strong to the bucket. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
It's amazing how many times that those long jump shots from the corner turn into fast breaks, and this was a good outlet by Deon Thompson, and this is what North Carolina needs to do a little bit more. Get some easy offense out in the open. This Maryland team, and Gary Williams has done a terrific job with them defensively this year.
Like Marcus Ginyard has not scored in double figures in his last 7 games. That was not the story early in the season. If he could get back where he would score something, definitely help his target.
And he's just had a crisis of confidence in his offense since the ankle injury, and has been very slow, just not seeing a big basket at all. And sometimes it just takes 1 or 2 jump shots to regain that confidence.
Vasquez on the drive.
He's been looking to be a facilitator early in this game. A lot of drive and pitches. He can play over the top of Larry Drew.
The thing you like about Vasquez is not only does he score, he makes everybody else around him better. And you saw there the pass from Vasquez into 3 from Cliff Tucker.
Well, Tucker in 2 games last year averaged 20 points against North Carolina, so he probably had this game circled on his calendar.
And that was the 4th assist from Gravis Vasquez. Thompson double team, nowhere to go with the basketball, and it's taken away.
That was a terrific job by Jordan Williams. Very active hands in the double. It's amazing. I mean, you know what? It sounds silly, but players have a certain vibe against certain teams, and Tucker feeling it here early.
And Will Graves not blocked out on the follow. Graves with 4. Tucker with 5 points. It's amazing. You're right. Cliff Tucker played 7 minutes Thursday night against Florida State and did not score. Here he's got 5 points. This is Tucker again. Vasquez for 3.
There's not much of it. They're just getting compressed and letting shooters get good looks.
Maryland, G-Man, 7 for 9 now from behind the arc. And a strong rebound by the freshman, Jordan Williams. Inside to Gregory. Give Vasquez another assist, and it's 32-16.
Roy Williams reluctant to call another timeout. He wants to try to get it under the 8-minute mark. Let his team work it out for themselves.
And a big bucket from Will Graves, the leading three-point shooter on this North Carolina team.
Yeah, and he's the one guy that Maryland talked about to identify out on the perimeter to not give him open looks, but big 5 points in 2 possessions for him.
Good ball movement again by the Terps. And the 3 that time doesn't go. Here come the Tar Heels. That was pass from Ginyard.
Nice delayed break by Gaynor. Just wait. He knew Thompson was coming up on his left. He held the ball for a count. Maryland never identified him.
Tucker traveled that time. Good defense from Will Graves. But Cliff Tucker, something about the Carolina Brood brings him alive. 5 quick points for Tucker in off the bench for the Maryland Terrapins. And Gravis Vasquez continuing to lead this team. He has got 9 points. When you see the students here at the Comcast Center, you're amazed when you consider many of them had to get here like this, trudging through 30 inches of snow. Here's our game summary. Maryland shooting lights out from 3.
That big number on the it's on the second line. 7 of 10 from behind the arc. They are only 4 of 12 from inside the arc. Start jamming shooters and making guys drive and put it on the floor.
Strickland, Travis Ware back into the lineup for North Carolina. Here is Travis Ware. Graves again inside to Ware. And Ware travels, turnover Tar Heels. Back to the Terps.
Sometimes freshman post players are in a hurry to do things inside and just never established a pivot foot.
Maryland has 9 assists already in this game on 11 field goals. They turn it over there. They are second in the league in assists at 16. Well on their way to that. Ginyard the other end, and Marcus Ginyard's offense starting to come alive.
And I could tell in the last couple of games that his ankle is much better. He's got an explosiveness to him. Now it's just having that confidence return. And a couple of layups here early may be a good thing for him.
Well, now North Carolina's on a bit of a run with 7 unanswered points. Yeah, get right back in it.
Here's the look, the rush up the floor. Blake trying to anticipate, or Hayes trying to anticipate that right hand, but Ginyard a little too strong. Uses body well.
Foul was on Will Graves, his first, in our first look at number 15, Leslie McDonald, freshman from Memphis. Boy, what a great pass to Hayes. Didn't hit the shot, but Vasquez, a great pass.
He missed it, but that can't happen. That cannot happen on an underneath out-of-bounds play where it's a direct pass to a three-point shooter for an open look.
It was wide open.
It's a breakdown defensively.
Pressure from the Terps. It'll still belong to the Tar Heels. Pressure, though, definitely bothering North Carolina just a little bit. McDonald, Strickland, both freshmen.
We've got 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a senior out on the floor for North Carolina right now.
Travis Ware, the other freshman. Strickland for 3.
Nice help there, and they were trying to feed the post inside. Milburn was doing a very nice job changing position, trying to keep the ball away from Ed Davis.
And Strickland not known as a three-point shooter. It's only his 7th 3 of the season. North Carolina on a 10-0 run here, and it's going to be stopped by Gravis Vasquez. Vasquez in double figures now with 11.
Gary Williams now wanting a timeout.
The Terrapins call a 30-second timeout.
Well, North Carolina has made a great run to get back in this game after trailing by 16 points.
You can see they're really fighting inside here to get him in established post position. It's going to draw this guy in a little bit, and then he's going to get a good look. Mosley just losing vision of where he is. McDonald just says, all right, I'll rise up and hit the three. And here's Davis. I think this, and he can score from here. Maybe getting a little tired of fighting for position down low, stroking that 15-foot jump shot nicely.
Ed Davis, the sophomore from Richmond, Virginia. He's been in double figures 10 of his last 12 games.
North Carolina, Mike, has done a nice job working back into this ball game. No panic. They got down big early, but they've chipped away, and made it a 6-point game.
It's a 12-2 run for the Tar Heels.
Good help by Davis on the clear out for Vasquez.
Deon Thompson guarding Landon Milbourne. Still belong to Maryland.
Yeah, not a great angle to feed the post inside to Williams.
Adrian Bowie, number 22 there. Back
Hayes is in the same corner all alone by himself right now. Let's see if they get it in.
There's nobody guarding him. Hayes is still open. Good ball fake by Vasquez. Good composure shown by the North Carolina Tar Heels after getting down by 16.
Doing a little bit of everything, really just kind of leading him to the sideline and with getting up with the left hand on the block.
Vasquez can do it at both ends. McDonald. Leslie McDonald, his first field goal.
Comes in averaging only 3 points a game, and he has given them a nice lift. It's amazing for young players what early success can do for your confidence.
Interesting what a difference a game makes. McDonald only played a minute Thursday night against Virginia Tech. Significant time here in the first half.
As a coach, Mike, you know, you get down big and you go into search mode sometimes. And I think that Roy Williams looked down his bench and said, hey, he had a feel about him. Maybe he had a good practice, and he has delivered.
Milbourne, the shot clock was at 5, and Landon Milbourne hits a through.
39% from three. Doesn't take a lot of them, but certainly can make it happen.
8 for 12 from behind the arc for Maryland, and they've got it back. Here is Milbourne over Thompson. And Ed Davis strong with the rebound. He's got 5. Vasquez takes it away. And a missed opportunity there for the Maryland Terrapins. McDonald again. Well, both teams have gone cold last couple of possessions. Bowie, reverse layup. Adrian Bowie on the scoreboard.
Very nice use of the rim that time, going underneath for the reverse layup.
That was last touched by Deon Thompson. It'll belong to Maryland. 3:04 to go first half. Terps led at one time by 16, now lead by 9. Landon Milbourne, 7 points off the bench for Maryland. Just hit a 3. And boy, his hit game come a long way over his 4 years.
Well, his freshman year averaged just a point, but it's been a steady progression since then to this year. He's improved his range. He's improved just about every facet of his game. 13 points, almost 6 rebounds, shooting extraordinarily well. Double figures, 10 of the last 11. Underrated defensive player. Has to play against bigger power forwards a lot of the time, but he really has had an outstanding season.
And in double figures, 10 of his last 11 games. At one game last Sunday, he only had 3 points. And Milbourne that time, as soon as we were bragging on him, travels. Give the ball back to North Carolina.
You guys just can't stand prosperity.
Ed Davis.
They need to convert on that. He had a good deep catch, both feet in the paint.
Very important, I would think, that North Carolina keep this game in single digits at halftime. 9-point lead right now for Maryland. Here's Tucker. Good ball movement. Bowie leaves it short. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the half, and an opportunity for the Tar Heels. Larry Drew. I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot, but it results in 2 points from Ed Davis.
Well, if you're home, you probably get an assist on that. If you're on the road, you get a missed shot, but you still have 2 points. Nice board work by Davis.
Ed Davis, 6 points, 7 rebounds in this first half for North Carolina. Tucker. Mike, you talked about it, averaging 20 points a game against the Tar Heels last couple of years. Strickland down at the other end.
If he played North Carolina every game, he might be an All-American.
He's got 7 here in the first half. Tucker again for 3. Here his numbers over the 3 games, but over the last 2, it's been 20. Over the 3, 16. And everybody else, 4.
The Terrapins 20. Jordan Williams.
Tucker's a junior from El Paso, Texas. Ginyard on the drive, and he's fouled. Nice drive to the bucket then by Marcus Ginyard. That quick step seems to be back for him.
Yeah, 2 or 3 here early in the game, and gotten to the line as well, looking a little bit more confident out on the floor.
On the team.
And Landon Milbourne has just picked up his 2nd personal foul. Coming up on our Acura halftime report, the final score will have ACC highlights from yesterday, and we'll have first half highlights from our game all coming up in just a bit here on the Acura halftime report. Ginyard makes them both, and it's a 7-point game now. Gravis Vasquez just reported back into the game. Vasquez has his shot blocked. Look at Gravis Vasquez chase down the loose ball. James Padgett is also on the floor here for the final minute for Maryland in this half. Vasquez just taking control of the game. Maryland 9 for 16 from 3 in this first half. That's been the difference. Graves for 3.
Difference being a lot of those threes for North Carolina have been contested. Maryland's getting very good looks.
And the Terrapins will have the final shot of the half. Vasquez drives on Drew. Can't hit it. Padgett. And it's a held ball with 1.2 seconds left. Possession arrow to Maryland, so they will be able to get off a last-second shot here. Maryland's outscored North Carolina by 21 points from behind the arc in this half. And the first half draws to a close. Maryland led by as many as 16. And they'll go to the locker room up 10, 44-34. Gravis Vasquez leads the way for the Terps. He had 14 points. Let's go over to Debbie Antonelli.
All right, thanks, Mike. Coach, one of the things you told us in practice yesterday was you had to take away North Carolina's transition defense. How have you done in the first half?
We haven't stopped them very well. We can do better, but, you hold a team to 34 points. That's not all bad. We're doing some good things. We can get better in transition defense.
Adjustment second half.
Well, you score 44. You want to keep going that way offensively, but, hopefully we'll make it a little tougher on them to score.
All right, Coach, thank you. Mike?
All right, thank you, Debbie. And again, the story was Gravis Vasquez, 4 for 5 from behind the arc. 14 points and 6 assists. Final scores on the way with ACC highlights.